Okay, so I guess I just wanted to make like an update video. Cause like I don't know, I want to try to be as biased as I can, sharing the good, but also like the bad, I guess. But this isn't even like anything bad. It's just kind of like I don't know where I'm at mentally. So I've connected with a few YouTube guys, like not in person, but just kind of I guess by proxy of like having the first two videos do like pretty well. Some people reached out, and I also reached out to some people, and there's a website called like Creator Now that I think Eric created. And anyways, basically I reached out to a few guys using that, and I connected. I got their socials and stuff. And it's been pretty cool. Like it's definitely expedited my growth like in the last like 5 days, which is like weird to say because 5 days isn't like a lot of time, but basically just by like talking to those people and listening to what they have to say and listening to their advice, it's really helped me kind of like think of a direction I want for the channel, specifically because like I didn't realize the importance of niches really until talking to those two people. And I'm not gonna like name them because I don't want to like, but anyways, I just can't. I'm sorry. I really wish I could, but one of them is the editor for a YouTube channel with I think 6 million subscribers that is like pretty well known. And then one of them is a prank channel at around 300,000 subscribers. That's all I can kind of say. I don't want to like fucking. I want to ask them first. Like I don't want to just like fucking expose them or whatever. But basically, they were stressing the importance of like niches and kind of like different video buckets. And I read this in the YouTube Formula. That's a book that I read. Actually, I'm not gonna pretend like I fucking read it. I listened to it on Audible earlier this year. But basically, I didn't really give it too much attention. Like I didn't think of it as that serious, I guess, because I don't know why I did this, but when I read the book, I just went in with this like mentality of like, oh, like, you know, this book is like outdated. These people already, you know what I mean? But yeah, I really should have, I guess, listened to the advice more in the book because basically the idea is to have a niche on your channel. You want to make different videos in different like buckets. So I don't really know a good way to describe it. Maybe I'll find like an example later on that I can share with you guys. But essentially, it's not only important to have like viral banger ideas, but it's also important to have like niches. So, or sorry, not niches. It's important to have a niche, and in that niche, it's important to have separate categories of videos. So, it also all came together too because I was watching this. I think it was Ryan Trahan's editor do a talk on the website Creator Now, and he was talking about basically having Ryan Trahan's niche be made up of these like buckets, these separate subcategories. And in Ryan Trahan's like the example that he sorry, I'm fucking tired, bro. And the example that he used, it was like Ryan did 100 days in the metaverse, 100 days in Minecraft VR, 100 days in GTA. And those are all buckets, right? Like those are all kind of like the same video idea, but just slightly different twists to it. And if you look at like channels nowadays, you'll kind of be like, oh, like that makes a lot more sense. Like I was looking at, I think it was the channel Ellie Mary TV. I'm a really big fan of kind of the direction that she's gone in and like how she's niched in. I think that's so fucking dope. And on the channel, it was like, first she was making kind of videos that were like a little bit more broad appealing viral ideas. But the strategy now is actually not to make those videos. It's to basically figure out how to make viral videos, but then once you can do that, niche in on a specific topic. So the topic she's chosen to do, the kind of niche is like investigating creepy slash almost like disturbing, shocking things. And then some of the buckets in that category are like Google Maps, her Google Maps kind of series, right? So like when she And seriously, like pull the channel up. It's called Ellie Mary TV. Pull it up because I want to see. I want to kind of like not like show you, but just like you're gonna understand a lot more context if you have it pulled up. Basically, in the Google Maps like subcategory, the buckets in her videos, right? What she does is she creates like not like the exact same video, but it's just like similar video ideas. But basically, when you click on her channel, like you kind of know what kind of itch you want it to scratch, right? Like you already kind of, you're like, oh, I've watched her videos before. It wouldn't make sense for her to make like, what's an example video? I kidnapped Eric's dog or some shit like that, right? Because that video idea doesn't fit at all in that niche. Similarly, I think there's a channel, what is it? Hang on, let me think. It's called President Che. President Che. And he used to kind of make those broad appeal videos, right? Like, kind of like viral. I think he did, I'm just naming off the top of my head. He did like a tear gas video. He did filling his, I think it was like filling his house into like a cereal thing, like a cereal bowl of cereal or something. He did, I loved his 5-day homeless challenge. That was fucking dope. But anyways, he did a bunch of viral videos at first. And they were very broad appeal and they got maybe like 200, 300,000 views. Like it was like decent views, right? I think some of them got a few million, but then as soon as he decided to niche in, bro, there, I was like, as soon as he decided to niche in, he started getting like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 8 million. And I think it's like 15 million views on his like newest, or sorry, not newest, most viewed video. But basically, he kind of almost had to make those viral videos first before he decided to niche in on a topic. And I was talking to that editor guy that I kind of like mentioned earlier. Again, I don't want to like say his name, but he was basically saying like, you know, you can choose a niche and then pivot afterwards, right? And if you look at the channel Mr. Manny on YouTube, he did that, right? A lot of his videos at first were like kind of more like romantic date / themed. So like he did, he asked out Olivia Rodrigo. He also did asking out 100 girls on a date, which partially inspired my video as well. I thought that was a dope idea. He did, I think it was like spending a day with an OF model. He did a bunch of videos like that, but then he pivoted into like the niche spending a day with. So the way he pivoted was kind of, he pivoted away from like that romantic kind of like that style. And if I had to guess, obviously I'm not sure because I don't know, but he made the video, I spent a day with an OF model, and he kind of pivoted that into like, I spent a day with a Harvard student, I spent a day with a Stanford student, I spent a day with a police officer, I spent a day with firefighters, right? So he managed to take that kind of like bucket of video and pivot his niche. And that allowed him to kind of get this more, like obviously, I don't know, like the reason why he decided to pivot niches, like, you know, but I feel like it's just cool that on YouTube, even if you decide to make, you know, a certain type of video with a specific niche, you can always change your mind later. It's like, bro, it's literally like you're playing creative mode. Like you can do what you want. One last thing also too, I was talking to the editor guy and I was like, bro, like, what about like Eric, for example? Eric doesn't have a niche. And he was like, that, yeah, that's also, like, I used to think that too, but that's not true. Eric's niche originally was sneaking in videos, and I think he said, like, it was sneaking in videos and spending, or, like, connecting with people he had no business connecting with. So, like, a random guy connecting with Logan Paul, like, that's just so unheard of, but Eric managed to do that, along with the sneak-in videos. And then he really got traction, got big when he started making kind of, like, reality TV reimagined on YouTube, right? And I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense, right? Like the bucket of video that he was making seemed like it was just so random and he didn't have a niche, but in reality, his niche was basically reality TV, but like a lot better because it's more entertaining. So anyways, I just kind of wanted to share that. I want to try to like share as much information as possible and kind of like share my process, I guess, because there's definitely like a lot of doubt that I have a lot of the time. And it's like, I don't know. I very much like question a lot of what I'm doing. I think partially because a lot of other people question what I'm doing too. I don't want to share too much of this in like one video, but in university, for an example, I think there was literally 1 or 2 people that I told what I was going to do and they actually believed in me. I didn't really want to tell any other people because like, to be honest with you, this sounds so lame, but nowadays people fucking make fun of you and like ostracize you for trying. And it's like, bro, that is the lamest, dumbest shit ever. You're literally making fun of someone for trying. Like, fuck off. Like, anyways, that just really pissed me off in university. And that's partially why I dropped out too, because the environment there was just so close-minded and like, I don't want to say toxic. Like, I don't know. I feel like I have a pretty thick skin. Like, stuff kind of does get to me, but it's like, I can kind of shrug stuff off if it's just like, harmless kind of like teasing or whatever, right? But for me, like, it kind of added up eventually. Like, people were like, oh, like, why are you going to your classes? Like, bro, you're gonna fail this, like, blah, 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 right? And I think I was taking like fucking a few business classes, and like I was taking economics and psychology, bro. Like, I didn't fucking like, and people were like, oh, bro, like, you can't even do that. Like, what are you doing with your time or whatever? And I was going to bed at like 8:30 and waking up at 6 a.m. to go to the gym and then fucking grind videos. So for me, it's like, partially too, the reason I'm making this is because I feel like there was a great Mr. Beast quote that sums this up. And it was like, you're crazy until you're a genius. And literally people will ostracize you, they'll condemn what you're doing, they'll judge you, they'll criticize you, and then boom, suddenly they're like, yeah, like, I knew you could do it the whole time. And you're like, fuck you. Like, honestly, like, no, you didn't. Like, I don't know. That just kind of like pisses me off. Like, maybe I'm just a little bit pissed because I got like not enough sleep last night. But like, basically what I'm trying to say is on this channel here, I kind of want to make videos that I wish could have been there for me like 2 years ago or 1 year ago. Because I remember as soon as I finished high school, I wanted to make videos, and like literally, I remember even some of my teachers like not like directly made fun of me, but like they were very much like kind of judging me. Like, there were a few teachers, like good teachers that I really admired. And they were like telling me like, yeah, like, totally go for it, whatever. But then I remember there were a few teachers as well that like literally I actually like admired some of them and really respected some of them. And then they kind of just like twisted that. And like, I remember I went and visited my school and I told them, yeah, like, it didn't really work out, like, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, like, oh, you like decided to wake up and get, and I'm like, bro, fuck you. Like, actually, that is so discouraging, especially when you really look up to a teacher and admire them and like suddenly they spit in your face like that. I don't know. So I guess this channel is kind of like to share that dream with some people, right? That spark, that hope, I guess, and to kind of show that it is actually possible. And maybe it's not. Like, maybe it's not possible and I'm just fucking crazy. But if you look back at every single one of these, like, I swear to God, bro, I literally have that shit saved like on my phone. I have so many videos like saved on my phone where it's like creators, like, when they start out and they're like, I don't know, like, maybe this is like, I don't know if this is gonna work out, this is maybe risky, and it's like eventually it works out for them. And I'm sure there are countless channels it doesn't work out with, but I feel like if you just keep trying and don't give up and literally just keep trusting, like, inside here, like, not what anybody else is telling you, it actually will pay off. So essentially, this channel here is for people that actually are that have that passion to make videos, that drive. It's almost like the way I talk about it is like a curse. Like, I can't stop making videos even if I wanted to, bro. So I feel like there's so many people nowadays that especially like won't even like tell you can't, but like you just can feel it from them. It's like a vibe, and I feel like that's almost borderline worse, because it's like they're kind of like easing into it, they're your friend, and then they're like, fuck you. Like, it's kind of like anyways. But yeah, I just feel like I want to create a community on this channel specifically where people can reach out and ask for advice and get better at making videos and actually like see this as a viable option. Because I remember reading this in the YouTube's what was it, the YouTube formula book, and it was like, bro, YouTube is too big to fail now. They're literally owned by Google, who's owned by Alphabet. That company is a multi-billion-dollar, like, there's no way YouTube is gonna fail. It is like literally still, it's still prime time to get in. Like, it's still new right now. Like, even years after it's been created, it's still like the prime time to start making videos. Like, now is not like the time to be like, oh, like, YouTube's too saturated. Like, fuck that, bro. If you can learn the skills and you can be like somewhat disciplined and like somewhat focused, and like you're maybe like maybe like average, slightly below average intelligence, you're still gonna fucking pop off on YouTube. I swear to God. Anyways, I gotta get back to my workout, but I just wanted to kind of give this update video to kind of share like where my mentality is right now. And yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you very much for watching. Genuinely, I really appreciate you guys specifically on this channel because it's like I feel like I can actually express myself authentically. And I really enjoy kind of like sharing myself and being myself, right? Like, and not having to, not that I put on a character or anything on my main channel, but it's just more like I can kind of like make these videos uncut, unfiltered, and it's just like hopefully they resonate with even like 2 or 3 people. That's good enough for me, bro. Anyways, yeah, follow your dreams, guys.